Good morning, fam. This is your boy KCFL, King Self of Life Wrestling Takes, here to give you my thoughts about the Christmas. Well, this is one half because next week Christmas actually falls on Monday, so we'll be getting 2 editions of Christmas in WWE land. Let me tell y'all something. I got to be 100% with y'all. I tell y'all all the time, when it's concerned to Monday Night Raw, they need to desperately go back to 2 hours and 15 minutes. Like I said, I don't even watch the show until 9 o'clock. I wait to the first 2 hours of tape. Like I said, that's if I'm at the crib. I wait till the first 2 hours are done. Then I come in at 9 o'clock and start the show from the very beginning so I can fast forward all the bull jive and everything. And sure enough, I fast forward majority of the show. We kicked the show off. Judgment Day out there. Our truth come running out there shucking the jiving, talking about, hey, listen, I'm supposed to be in the judge. I'm like, bro, they beat the snot out of you last week. What the clown is you talking about? He's sitting up there talking about, yo, man, it's an initiation. You know how gangsters get initiation into gangs. You got to get jumped by the gang or whatever. I mean, just putting way too much into it. Just overboard. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I tell y'all all the time, you remember what Triple H told Booker T? Y'all remember what he told him? He said, cats like you aren't supposed to be in this predicament. The only thing you're on the show to do is to make me laugh. And that's exactly what him and Kofi did the entire show. The two of them were basically trying to sit up and see who can out buck dance one another. I just say, you know what, man? Kofi coming out there with the tightest looking Santa Claus outfit on. I'm like, dog, what the clown am I watching? What in the shucking and jiving am I looking at? I'm like, man. And y'all wonder how come I don't ever get behind us over in the East? That's exactly why. You saw it. Kofi Kingston and R-Truth, prime examples of when you are nowhere near the top. All you're there to do is shuck and jive. So, with him acting a fool in the ring, talk about R-Truth, he actually got Damian Priest to break. Damian Priest literally had to walk around because he was starting to laugh. I said, that's how it is, man. Shucking and jiving and get you to bust up laughing, because that's how it is. So he still think he in a group. So he talk about, hey, how about we have ourselves a match on a Miracle Christmas match on 34th Street. And then JD McDonough was like, bro, the match was already announced. What the clown is you talking about? He talking about, well, we're going to be late. 34th Street is a long way from here. I said, you know what, man? So they made some kind of stupid stipulation that if JD McDonough lost, he was out at the Judgment Day and R-Truth was in, and Damian Priest agreed to it, which is stupid. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling y'all right now, can you believe the fact that a buck dancer is going to be the reason why the Judgment Day will no longer be where they are? Let that sink in. Triple H has placed R-Truth in the freaking Judgment Day to turn them into one of the biggest shucking and jiving acts on the planet. And it's sad, man. I don't give a rat's behind about Judgment Day no more. I don't care about them. I don't. And people gonna say, well, man, they kind of doing what they did with, no. See, what Sammy did, that was some genuine stuff. Because Sammy, you know, but when you got R-Truth over here, just be shucking and jiving all day long, because that's all he get paid to do is buck dance. I said, no, no, sir. No, sir, Bob. A buck dancer is going to be the reason why Judgment Day is no more. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. Let that sink in. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. So they had the matchup, and the matchup was silly as possible. You got Dom out there acting like he cool with R-Truth. Next thing you know, he tried to take him out. They taking Christmas trees and knocking each other out with the Christmas tree and all this goofy stuff. So then R-Truth went and got a doggone table. him and JD McDonough was on the doggone ropes. And then next thing you know, they just fell through the table and R-Truth won. So technically, quote unquote, R-Truth is in the Judgment Day. I said, you know what, man, I can't deal with this unfunny foolishness, man, this shucking and jiving buffoonery. I can't deal with it. I cannot deal with this foolishness. I'm like, man, some of y'all love it. If y'all love that stuff, that's you. I'm telling you, I cannot deal with this buck dancing buffoonery. So after that, we cut to the back, and we got what you calling them? The Academy with Tozawa and them clowning, doing some stupid stuff. So then we get ready for another matchup. We got a little promo from Katana and Casey and them about them getting ready to win them doggone women's tag team titles, which might have been the bright spot of the night. I'm glad that they actually got their just due, because I said Piper Niven and Chelsea Green ain't doing nothing with them doggone tag team titles. So I'd say that matchup, was it the best matchup? No, but I'm glad that they won. We got new women's tag team titles. Now the question is Triple H gonna have them lose the moment they be in a non-title match? Because that seems to be the go-to thing in WWE nowadays. It's the go-to thing in wrestling, period. Because champions don't mean nothing nowadays. They don't. Champions getting pinned in non-title matches right after they win makes no sense. So we had Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae, Tegan Knox, Natalya, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Starks pretty much looking like they get ready to gun for them titles. So at day one, I guess we getting the #1 contendership match between them four to determine who's gonna be the #1 contenders for the women's tag team title. Now, when they said day one, I said day one. I'm like, didn't we get rid of that garbage pay-per-view? And I'm like, day one. I said, hold up, is Triple H decided to just randomly bring back that garbage pay-per-view? But as they posted it, they was like, oh, Monday night. I said, that's right. New Year's is on Monday Night Raw. So we're going to pretty much have if you want to call it a mini pay-per-view on Monday Night Raw, fine. But I was sitting up there saying, I'm like, day one. I was like, what the clown? I said, why are we going back, bringing back that garbage man pay-per-view title, whatever? It's day one. We got day one in 2 weeks. Like I said, Kofi was running around backstage looking stupid as heck, wearing the Kofi claws, came out there shucking and jiving. Then they backstage, he was back there with Imperium, gave them some doggone coal. I mean, just shucking and jiving. I said, man, look, I said, man, listen, I can't deal with it. I truly can't. I can't deal with the buck dancing. We got the Nightmare Before Christmas with Nakamura. Let me tell y'all something. I was on board with everything that happened in this whole segment until the very end of the segment. Nakamura was going in basically word for word, rhyming, talking about Cody, and they showed the anime stuff, which, like I said, I feel like I'm watching Dragon Ball Z when they show that stuff. I said, it's pretty cool. And I'm on board with everything, right? So Nakamura talking all this bull jive about what he gonna do to Cody. And I'm sitting up there saying, Cody gonna come out of nowhere. Sure enough, Cody came out of nowhere. Remember, Cody loves to do this foolishness. I don't know why. Cody was dressed up in his wrestling gear and came and beat the snot out of Nakamura. Took that fool all the way out to the arena with the fans and everything. I said, all right, cool. Beat the snot out of him. That's what he deserved. He deserved to get jumped. He deserved to get beat down, right? So they get all the way over to the announce table, and Cody finna do his finisher, right? Next thing you know, these bum security clowns come out of nowhere and just pull Nakamura. I said, get the clown out of here, man. This whole segment was about to be stealing until you go ahead and do that idiotic stuff. It was stupid. It was dumb. And Cody was just standing there looking real stupid. I said, come on now, man. Y'all killed the whole segment. The segment was great. I was on board with everything that happened. Might have been one of the best segments on the whole show. And then, boom, you go and ruin it like that. I said, terrible. So throughout the show, we got a little highlight promo about the Creed brothers, because obviously Triple H has been very big on them, and they highlight about where they came from and how they can't wait to potentially win them the Undisputed Tag Team titles off of Damian Priest and Finn Balor tonight. I thought it was a solid promo, decent. So out of nowhere, I knew it. At day one, it's set up. We getting Ivy Neal versus Rhea for the doggone championship. Fine. I can say this is an Ivy Neal showing. I want to see how well she has improved, because the last time I seen her wrestle was while she was in NXT. So I hope her and Rhea have a solid matchup. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see it. I know Rhea is not losing. It's obvious. But I just want to see how well Ivy Neal improves in the ring. That's what I'm going to be looking forward to on day one. What else transpired before I talk about Seth and them? Because I'm trying to remember all the dumb stuff that happened. Oh, so I'm thinking, yo, we just going to get the matchup. We're going to get Becky and Nia Jax. These two still come out here still trying to talk crap about one another. I said, girls, would y'all come on? We're ready for y'all to get this stuff over with, get it on. Y'all beat the brakes off each other. Ain't nobody really that interested in this stuff unless you a Nia Jax or Becky fan. I'm like, let's go. Let's get it on. These two did nothing. All they did was talk crap. That's it. And then boom. And so I guess the match is going to happen at what you call it? At day one. Because it really wasn't a matchup. Like I said, because Daphne came out there like they was ready to wrestle, and then nothing. So I guess they're going to do the match at day one, I guess. What else transpired on this show? The Miz versus Gunther Part 2. Now, I saw a lot of people online said that this was better than the matchup at Wargames. Was it better than the match at Wargames? I give it a nod, a slight. They did I give both of them props, because in the matchup, the fans out there in Iowa, let me tell y'all something. The Iowa crowd was kind of mixed for me. They made noises on certain parts, but a lot of stuff they kind of was just sitting on their hands and knees. I said, why y'all be going to these shows and y'all ain't gonna make no noise? So Gunther was just, I mean, you know how Gunther do. We all know how Gunther do. Every single one of us know how he do. And then when the Miz tried to get back into this thing, Miz out here trying to pull all kind of crazy stuff out and everything. And so when he did the move off the doggone turnbuckles, and to let you know, Gunther already done messed his hand up when he tried to whack him. He slapped the doggone steel turnbuckle thing where the doggone, where you see the LED lights where they talk about Monday Night Raw on, right? It was on the side of the ring. He slapped that, so he messed up his wrist and his hand. So obviously, you know, he's one-handed right now. So Miz out here doing the skull crusher finale. He did it, and he tried to get the pinfall, and Gunther was like, no, because Gunther was too busy blinking. I said, y'all know he not pinning that man. Like, come on now. Y'all know he is not pinning him. So the fans is like, one more time. So then they went on the turnbuckles, and he did it off of him. And so the fans thought he was going to get him. Nope. Gunther basically destroyed him from that point on. And after that, and remember the stipulation was, as long as Gunther is the IC champion, Miz can no longer challenge for that shot. Great. I ain't got a problem with it. They went out there, they did what they had to do, had a somewhat decent matchup. Like I said, everybody said it was better than the War Games match. I agree somewhat. I agree. Gunther retains. Great. So, and I think they said he has had it for 560 days now. I'm like, that's a long man time, man. That's a long man time. Like I said, the fool, he done outgrown that thing. It's time to lose that. It's time for him to lose that IC thing. I've been ready for him to lose it, and I'm ready for it to be the guy, Chad Gable. Chad Gable should be the one to take that championship off that man. It's a long time coming. I don't know what the clown we're waiting on, but it's time. So we had what you call it? Adam Pearce was having segments with Dane to everybody. He had a segment with because Chelsea Green and them was trying to get out of defending their tag team titles. So then after that, Bronson Reed rocked up and said, "I want another shot, and I need to have a meeting with you right now." I said, "Man, look, how many times will we go down this road?" So Tozawa had asked for a matchup, And so they were like, who the clown he talk about getting a matchup with? That man decided to get in the ring with R-Bar. I said, man, what the clown, man. Look, I talk about R-Truth buck dancing and Kofi buck dancing. Man, they got Tozawa as the goofy Asian guy. That's basically, it's a joke. It is like I said, stereotypical gimmicks. They control wrestling, and it's sad. It's very sad, man. I don't know how fools don't see the jump. They control it heavy. Stereotypical gimmicks control wrestling, and they've been controlling wrestling for a long time. Like I said, if cats know how to pull it off and it works, I say do it. But for the most part, no, it don't. So, but like I said, that was a matchup he got murdered. But yeah, Bronson Reed talk about he want another shot. I'm like, man, listen. I'm gonna be 100% with y'all, man. Bronson Reed ain't done nothing for me. I mean, he's had great matches coming back, but I think he was booked better while he was in New Japan than Impact. Truth be told, this second run that he's been on back in the E, he ain't done nothing. Like, I like Bronson Reed. Like I said, I respect the mess out of Jonah Rock. I respect the mess out of Jonah Rock, but I mean, this second run he been on, he hasn't done anything for me, man. I'm sorry. He hasn't. He just hasn't done anything for me, y'all. And I'm really not that invested in what he's trying to bring to the table. I'm like, man, I'm like, bro, you was better off just standing independent or standing in New Japan and Impact. Because what they got you doing, what Triple H got you doing, nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm like, why the heck should I get behind that when Triple H ain't doing nothing with him? He keep running around here talking about, I want to get another shot. Man, bro, no. So let me see. Try to make sure before I talk about Seth and them. Seth came out, obviously he was in his backyard. And so came out there looking like a doggone Christmas tree. Came out, greeted the fans, talk about this Iowa boy here. You know how that clown do. So then he talked about Drew, said something about CM Punk. Yeah, what the clown is this guy doing? Yeah, he said something about CM Punk, and then said something about Drew. And then that's when Drew came out. And I'm not playing with y'all, man. This segment turned into a freaking after-school special. It turned into an after-school special because at this point, Drew really can't make up his mind. Is he a heel? Is he a babyface? He really can't make up his mind. He started rambling, talking about he's supposed to be trying to be in the ring, and then he's quote-unquote trying to be there for his family and all this. I'm like, bro, you sound like you trying to cut a babyface promo, but you a doggone heel. Like, make up your freaking mind, dude. And then Seth over here talking about, I said last week, the guy who I was talking to, I hated that guy. I don't hate you. I pity you, man. And, you know, you talk about you claim you want to get this and you're going to do all that to me and all this. Man, you ain't going to do this. Listen, man, look. Was it a decent promo? Yeah, decent promo. But, like I said, it turned into a freaking after-school special because these fools really can't. I'm like, man, like, make up your mind. Are you a heel or you not? So, Drew acted like he was finna walk off. Next thing you know, he tried to beat the brakes off of Seth. Seth got the upper hand, but then it turned around. Drew messed around and threw him into the doggone barricade with the doggone LED lights. Laid that fool out, took him, did an Alabama slammer on the doggone steel steps. Your matchup for day one, Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins for the third time. Does he get it done? That's the biggest question that we all asking ourselves. Especially with them teasing CM Punk and Seth Rollins. I don't know. I think Drew's losing again. And I'm like, you know what? It is what it is on that. So I believe I talked about everything. So we get into it. Main event. Creed Brothers versus Judgment Day. Undisputed Tag Team Championships. Main event was fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. I loved everything about the main event. The problem is, I wish Triple H pulled the trigger. I genuinely wish he pulled the trigger. I'm not playing with you. I wish he sent that crowd home happy. Because the Creed Brothers, listen, man, them cats are good in the ring. The only thing they still need work, they need work on the talking. They need work on the chemistry. That's where they need work at. But in ring, them boys are great. Them boys are very good. Like I said, I remember I used to root for them to win the tag team titles in NXT. So I already knew they was good. I watched, this is what I was watching. So I know about the Creed brothers. They was feuding with, what's them circus clowns called? Pretty Deadly? They was feuding with them bums all day. I'm like, shoot. I'm like, come on now. They should have won them tag team titles. I'm going to be 100% with you. I literally wanted to see them win them tag team titles. Well, if you had Rhea out there cheating, you know Dom going to be out there cheating, and JD McDonough, his silly self. I'm like, they just, what is the Judgment Day? That's what they do. They, quote unquote, look out for one another. And with the Creed brothers doing their move, you thought the thing was done. The crowd was really invested. They thought, okay, is they going to get the job done? Nope, it didn't happen. Judgment Day retained their championships, and the Creed brothers go back to the bottom of the barrel. So now you got to ask yourself, who the clown is going to beat them for them tag team titles? Who the clown is going to beat them for them tag team titles? We don't know. We're going to have to stay tuned. That's basically what Triple H is saying. Stay tuned. So overall, Christmas Eve Raw, because we got Christmas Day Raw next week. I'm calling this the Christmas Eve Raw. Christmas Eve Raw, match placement, match-wise, somewhat decent. Promos, Nakamura with the Nightmare Before Christmas. The women's tag team titles changing hands, fantastic. Main event, fantastic. Miz and Gunther Part 2, decent. So outside of how I felt about it, Raw was decent. It was a decent show, but I told you about the bull jive I didn't care about. I told you exactly about the bull jive that should not be on the show, but it's on the show because Triple H calls for the stuff. Triple H told you back in the day, he told Booker T, hey, you supposed to make me laugh. It's how the game works, ladies and gentlemen. I got to get the clown up out of here. It's always a pleasure to talk with y'all, and I love the feedback. Y'all hit the comment section up. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about Monday Night Raw. Hit that comment section up. Make sure if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Hit that like button, and I'll talk to y'all cats later. Holla at your boy.